When the devil came into the garden, what was the attack? It was knowledge. And knowledge is something that it could be that it's secret knowledge that I shouldn't know. It's almost as though that if I have a young child and I have a rifle, that child is not mature enough for me to be able to teach him how to use that. So there was knowledge that the Elohim had, because these are the divine council members of God, like we see in 1 Kings. Like God is trying to come up with a plan. Of course, he's omniscient. He can come up with any plan that he wants, but he'd rather have a family and he'd rather have people included in the activities that he's doing. Why create anything?
Yeah.
It so clearly points to the fact that he's social and he wants a family and he wants people to interact with. And what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, I'll become a lying spear in Ahab's mouth. All right, go with that. God could have came up with that. But that was something that he wanted the Elohim to come up with. So these beings have superior knowledge, but they also have knowledge that they have that God told them not to give to us. So when they're in the garden and they're innocent, is it time to start talking to them about how to use a rifle? God's saying, no, don't tell them. Oh, God's holding something back from you. Well, no, God gives knowledge when he wants to give knowledge based upon the maturity of the individual to receive the knowledge. But that's what the devil did. So he came in and said to them, God's holding something back from you.
Right.
I know what it is. Shh, I'll tell you what it is. You'll be able to be like a God. What is that word? Elohim. So that means that you will be like these other Elohims, and they must have been in this seeing, they were walking with God in the coolness of the day.
Yeah.
And this is where heaven and earth met, which was Eden. So they had an understanding that these Elohim were more elevated than them in the sense of their understanding. So Eve was intrigued. Oh, you're going to tell me some of the stuff that you guys are talking about behind closed doors that he's not telling us? I'm going to tell you. So he gives them that bit of knowledge, but that knowledge reveals to them their own sin because they defied God now. So now they have knowledge, but they're ruined. They're living in sin and shame. So if you look at all of the occultic pagan religions, it's always mystery religions. It's always secret knowledge religions. Babylonians, Assyrians, Egyptians. And they would build these ziggurats, which were basically just a form of calling the gods down, because they believed gods always dwelt in areas that man can't dwell, like in the sea or on top of a mountain. So they would build these structures so that the gods would come down and feel at home of where they normally dwell. They don't dwell with common people, but they dwell in high places removed from people. But they would do that because they were hoping that they would appease the gods to come down to give them certain knowledge. And if you look at the ancient religions, they were way more sophisticated, and it's coming out now that these cultures were way more sophisticated than we ever thought they were. So the question is, where did the knowledge come from? And the answer is, and if you look at what they say, the knowledge came from the gods. And that's why Israel had such a hard time following after Yahweh, because Yahweh looked primitive in the sense of what he was giving them versus what the Babylonian gardens look like. That was their temptation. We want to have a king. We want to have those types of gods that give us that type of knowledge so that we can have a culture like the Egyptians or the Babylonians or the Assyrians. So I just make that point because knowledge is always the attack. Is this something from God, or is this something being masqueraded as an angel of light? That's why Paul said in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, who is the angel of light? It's false teachers. It's Gnosticism. And Gnosticism always is, and this is New Age, Gnosticism is in every false religion. It's just grace or Gnosticism. It's the same thing. Gnosticism says you have a little spark of deity inside of you. You don't know what you have inside of you, but if you get a good guru, you get a good shaman, you get a good teacher, He will reveal to you your divinity, and the secret knowledge is the key to make you into a Elohim or a son of God.
Yeah.
And you can be that way.
Yeah.
But it always discounts sin. It's almost like if there was a deity that came and he gave me secret knowledge, of course he would come to me. The question is, why would he ever come to you? You're a gross sinner. Why would he give you any kind of secret special knowledge? But do you see how Gnosticism works? There's no accountability. It's just my own pursuit of this secret knowledge. And so I just say that because the devil, this is Paul's language, the devil is coming to us not through scare tactics, but through philosophies, ideologies, and anything that exalts itself above the knowledge of God.